Hi, I'm Anna Smith Spark, and I'm reading the first chapter of A Woman of the Sword. Lidae! The voice is so desperate. She lashes out with long fingers, takes a man down, rushes at him to hack him down dead. Panic in the voice calling her. Delin. Poor innocent thing. A man comes at her to run, almost throws himself into her sword. Useless, she thinks, the way he's coming at her. But he's young. She sees it in his boy's bright eyes as she takes him down. She sees him see her as she kills him, and he's startled. Delin's voice calls urgently, "Lidae! Lidae!" She says, although he can't hear her, "I'm coming, Delin." These poor sweet boys. All a fun game, they think, playing. "Let's fight!" they shout at each other. "Get me, come on! You a coward or something?" She says, "Hold on, I'm coming, Delin." She can look for a moment. The battle ebbs just here, just now. It's strange, she thinks, when she looks back at all the battles she's fought in, the way killing flows and ebbs. A lump of flesh that might be Delin is down halfway to dying, trying to ward off blows of enemy weight. He was crying last night. In the ranks his eyes beneath his bronze helmet were sore and red. He sees her. "Lidae, help me, please!" I'm coming, Delin." They want so much out of her, these poor young soldier boys. "You're like a mother to them, Lidae," Ereline, the only other woman in the squad, says. "You should make them learn the hard way." But Ereline is so young. And the boys, they're so young. But the killing has ebbed here, like water ebbs on shingle. The enemy is fighting other soldiers in their army, men she does not know. She runs 3 steps over to Delin's crouching body, kills the man bent killing over him. Delin stumbles to his feet, bloody, coughing. She pulls his arm to get him up quicker, because at any moment the fighting will begin hard again over them. "Thank you, Lidae," Delin whispers. His voice is dry and cracked, his tongue is dust in his bloody mouth. He's back crying. Poor boy, she thinks. She shrugs. It's nothing. In the brief pause she takes out her water skin, goes to drink. She gives it to Delin first, to drink. Delin's eyes widen. He stares past her into the melee of the battlefield. A great silver flash lights the sky behind him, crowns him. He croaks out in terror, "The enemy! They're coming again!" She thinks, mocking him, "This is a battlefield, remember, Delin? A pitched battle that I suspect we may be losing. The enemy ranks, traitors, betrayers, the enemy of all those who serve the one true king. The enemy come at us and come at us, gold banners flying proud. For hours we grappled with them, our lines almost embracing, spears, grips, teeth clenched, we swayed together, knee to knee, cheek to cheek. They broke us, or we broke them. I can scarcely remember. So well matched we were, our lines and the enemy lines in gold shining. All day we have thought, until the black earth beneath us is stained red. The last of it now, knots of men slugging it out with their swords, spears long broken and abandoned, too cumbersome, the great ashwood spears, too unwieldy now to lift. An answering flash in the sky behind her, brighter, longer, almost blinding, a smell of hot metal, roasted meat. The enemy's banners are sunlit, glowing, and the battle for us, I think, will soon be lost. "They're coming, Lidae!" Delin cries out again. 10 of them, maybe. 10 hard bronze men, eyes blazing. Gold badges that sing out their treachery to everything Lidae is. They come straight at Lidae and Delin. Red cloaks, red nodding horsehair plumes in their red helmets. Veterans and masters of this last stage of the fighting. A hard enemy voice roars, "The leader there! Get him!" She realizes, as their swords reach for her, that by him, the leader, the enemy means her, Lidae. "Lidae!" Delin shrieks out. She thinks, "I told you, I warned you, Delin, we are losing." A great 2-handed blade takes the boy down beneath it. His teeth gnaw the black earth, the light hisses from his body, cold silence claims him. She can think, briefly, "Oh, poor sweet Delin." And anger. "I saved his life, I gave him the last of my water, I killed 3 men to save him. But now he's dead. I'll be revenged on the man who killed him. The two-handed sword swings towards her, dripping blue fire. A huge man, all of bronze and iron. Spittle on his mouth, his lips are parted, panting. His cheeks are flushed. She is disgusted after the boy's dying fear. But she knows, sees, as the enemy squares up to her, that she also is flushed, eager, panting. Her own excitement disgusts him. Bronze eyes stare down at her. She stands in her enemy's shadow, bronze weight between her and the sun, bronze mouth smiling. He's killed beside the man beside her, young, strong, a bull calf, muscles flexed. Kill this greying woman easy as breathing. The two-handed sword swings. Crash. Music, blue sparks, silver ripples, red light gleaming. Their swords meet. Briefly, she can see herself outside of herself, a shining weight of bronze, fine armour, sweating, dancing, so much blood on her sword, blood splashing her face. Triumphant. She can see it like a story, the flow of her arms, her blade flowing, her feet twist in the dark earth, this perfect moment. Blood hangs in the air before her. She was born, she thinks, to do this. She is so good at this. Her sword is alive in her hand. She strikes out. Iron clashes against iron. Iron clashes against bronze. He is good at this also, and that makes her heart leap. The world is spinning around her in fire. She is more alive than she can imagine. She cannot think what she is doing in this bright moment, but she feels how fine everything is. She shouts in triumph. And he moves, and she moves. Their blades ring and ring. He is panting, and now he is gasping, grunting, because he is afraid she can kill him. His sword almost cuts her. She flinches, skips, her feet trample down on Dellen's blood. Her sword almost cuts him. He is so alive. She is so damned good at this. And the man is dead. And another man is dead. And another man is dead. Lidae! The battle's fading now. Ebb tide of hope and life. A voice, shaky, uncertain still, shouts, "Victory!" Another, pale, hesitant, calls out, "Have we won?" A shudder of disappointment, in her, in the voice calling, "Is that the end of it? We have to stop." Cease to be these great godlike powers of iron and bronze. She, Lidae, wipes sweat from her lips, looks around her hoping for more fighting. A struggle there, look, where the sunlight falls, men pushing, scrabbling, someone goes down in a splash of red. Lidae runs towards it. Big, glorious men still fighting. Gold badges. Enemies, traitors, throws herself at them. I'm so good at this, so alive. I don't want this moment to end. And she, Lidae, thinks hesitantly, those voices calling victory, they are not my companions' voices. She thinks in great grief, we are indeed losing. All I am, all I can be, brilliant, bright Lidae the soldier. But it's lost now. The enemy is claiming the battle as won. Traitors against everything I have fought for these 10 long, sweet years. Such grief. Fears, anxieties, other parts of her life come back to her. If I am not a soldier for the king? She hacks and swings at the enemy still fighting. She can hear at a distance her own voice scream at them. She presses forward, sword raised, smiling. Red light cast on her face. They cower before her, fear her. She is the star that marks the coming of winter, brings the snowfall, death from cold and hunger in dark nights. She is the storm in the high mountains. She thinks, we are lost, my comrades are dead around me, but I, Lidae, I can still be a warrior. I will not cease from the fighting. Behind her, distant somewhere, she can hear another young man's voice calling her name. It sounds familiar, sweet, lisping, rainwater and apple blossom and bird song. Almost, almost. She turns her head to answer. We've lost, the voice calls, grieving, and she wants to go to it, comfort it, the voice she cares about far more than almost anything else. Like a mother to them, Lidae. She shakes her head. She is imagining it, she thinks. The woman that voice is calling is far away. And think of Delin, she thinks, struggling in her mind to remember his name, poor young boy. I went to help him, and a moment later he was dead. She drives herself harder into her enemies. She fights alone. Alone, undefeated, she, Lidae, the soldier, will kill them. A man swims in the blood before her. Gold badge, gold sunlit banner. She nods at him, beckons him. They approach to kill each other. His armour is battered, his sword is strong. His young man's eyes searched her face, disgusted. She raises her blade at him. Traitor, betrayer, enemy of her army and her king. Her sword is hot in her hand, hungry. A growl of rage builds in her throat. If we've lost, if I'm no longer a soldier in the true king's army, I think my heart will break. The gold badge shines for the enemy's victory. Revolting. She lunges forward to kill him, spittle on her lips. The enemy soldier is young, handsome in his armour. Blood slicks across his fine-carved face. In defeat, even, the brief victory of killing him. He is looking at her, confused. She looks in confusion, back at him. Trumpets are blowing to mark the enemy victory. The enemy soldier before her lowers his sword, hesitant. His hair, his skin, his eyes, this young man, this enemy, traitor, lump of meat to hack down and kill. Mother, the enemy soldier says.